I'm Laura Harris-Smith. Welcome to today's Daily Pin Code. We're on the book of Judges. We are really making headway in our theme on 66 Bible books in 66 days. And so let's dive right in. Author. We really don't know the author of the book of Judges. However, it is thought traditionally that the prophet Samuel wrote it. It was definitely written after the period of the Judges, and so that's usually who they pin it on. Date of writing, sometime in between 1045 and 1000 BC. Purpose of writing, well, Judges has 21 chapters. Chapters 1 through 16 can be summed up in one three-letter word: war. War with the Canaanites, war with the Philistines. And then when you get into chapter 17 and on through the end of the book, it's almost like an appendix, like it has nothing to do. It feels like a separate book than chapters 1 through 16. Those are the chapters, though, where you read comments like, "And those were the days in Israel when there were no kings." In other words, the judges ruled Israel. Key verses, well, I have two. The first one is Judges 7:9. It says, "During that night, the Lord said to Gideon, 'Get up, go down against the camp, because I am going to give it into your hands.'" For some reason, I just love that chapter. Get up and go, because I am. The other one is from Judges 6:17, and I like it because it could honestly be one of our practical applications. Everybody says this today. It says, "Gideon replied, 'If now I have found favor in your eyes, give me a sign that it is really you talking to me.'" Come on, how many times have you said that to God? And people say, we shouldn't test God. We shouldn't, need a sign that's if it's him or not. Listen, Gideon did it. I've done it. If you've done it and you've meant it with your heart, with a desperation and a faith that God was going to answer you, and you believed him once he did, good for you. We'll call that the prayer of Gideon. So in the middle of all of these war stories, you have some of the most fascinating Bible characters, I think. Gideon, Deborah, Sampson. These characters, they make up the book of Judges, and the wars that you read about really would not be the same without them. The people that you read about in the book of Judges are some of the strangest, and frankly, God's people just got themselves into situations they had to go to war over and over and over again. They turned away from God many times. Sometimes warfare comes because you're doing everything right. And other times it comes because you're doing everything wrong. And the book of Judges, God's people did a lot of stuff wrong. They turned away from him. And so a lot of these wars ensued that I talked about that the book is full of. Practical application. I'm just going to say it. If your life looks like the book of Judges, Lord help you. You need a judge, or you're coming under judgment. The Christian walk should not look like the book of Judges. Now, that's just my opinion. The life of the believer should not be one continuous cycle of failure, judgment, and restoration. That gets old, Learn something. Yes, we fail. But if your life seems to be bookmarked by one moral failure after the next, maybe it's because you need a king in your life. All right, I'm Laura Harris-Smith. I will see you tomorrow. Guess what book we're on tomorrow? It's the book of Ruth. So if you want to get to know Ruth, tune in right here. If your name is Ruth, give me a shout out. Let me know who you are. All right, I will see you tomorrow on today's Daily Pin Code.